Washington unbeaten in the semifinals in the decade of the 90s, playing in the 90, 93, and 95 semifinals, winning all three. Washington looking for their fourth trip to the stadium in the 1990s. Aliquippa looking to go there for the sixth time. These two teams know what it's like to play at the big house, and both of them want to get back there.
And Bob, something you found doing your research earlier this week, statistics to the effect that if Wash High scores, I think it was 30 some points, 30 or more points, 32 points, something like that, with a Guy Montecalvo team.
Into the semifinals now 6 times in the 17 seasons. Washington getting here with the 24-7 win over Charleroi. Washington open games to get here to the semifinals, beating Seton LaSalle 26-20, and then last week avenging their only regular season loss to Center, winning in overtime 22-20. Aliquippa will receive the opening kickoff and will move from right to left, facing the scoreboard in the first quarter. The kickoff in tonight's Wash High Aliquippa semifinal game when we come back in just a minute. The toss and deferred their option to the second half, as is their habit. Aliquippa wants the football then. They will receive the opening kickoff of the ball game, and their first-year senior, Eric Cox.
The action down on the field this evening as we are just about ready to go. Washington getting ready to kick it off. Aliquippa, Bob, as you indicated already, set to go. The official says, okay, guys, let's kick it off, and we're underway, or almost underway anyway.
Larry Wingfield with the ball teed up. Eric Cox flanked by Bernard Lay to his right. Willie Clark to the near side. And the kick is away. Cox takes it at the 12-yard line. Cox trying to go to the right side, and he's got some running room. Cox to the 35, to the 40, and out across the 45-yard line.
Cox back to the 45-yard line. What a great kickoff return, putting Aliquippa in real good shape to start off the game.
Twin receivers to the near side, split into the far side. Quick hitch pass is complete to Anthony Macon. No, he dropped the ball. Pass and ball coming right to him, and he just tried to turn it upfield too soon. Vashon Patrick and Eric Cox in the eye set behind Brandon Ladon. Motion toward the near side. The handoff to Cox. The tailback ran in his own man, and then Chet Henderson wraps him up after about a 4-yard gain. Now, 3rd down and 6. Ball at the 49. Tight end, flanker left, split end right. Ladon with a sprint draw, handoff to Cox, forced back inside and dropped. Loss on the play. It will bring up 4th down and about 8.
To actually go for a loss. Now back at the 47-yard line. Aliquippa will have to kick it away.
Sutton and Behrens back to receive the punt from Michael Lowe. Gets a good snap. Little pressure and a very short punt. Little Prexies get away from the ball, hits out of bounds at about the 34-yard line. Washington 1st and 10 at the 34-yard line, and the Little Prexies jump offside.
And, Sutton jumps offside.
Ellis had gone in motion, and then Sutton from the left end spot jumped offside. 1st and 15 now at the 29. Toss to Sean Thomas, looking for a kick out. He's to the 30, to the 35, up the near sideline. Thomas to midfield and down, dragged down around the 30-yard line of Aliquippa.
What a great run, and Washington gets the first real big play of the game. Sure.
42-yard run from scrimmage, 1st and 10 at the 29-yard line. Behrens left. 1st down. Ellis flying in motion, putting Twins to the left. Toss to Tim Carl, trying to run to the left side. Had to make one guy miss in the backfield. He got back to the line of scrimmage, fumbles the football, and I believe the Little Prexies have covered Michael Sutton, I think. A 42-yard run. Then on 1st down, Carl stopped for no gain, fumbled the ball, and Sutton recovers it. Sutton wide left, Behrens to the right side. Thomas in motion, takes the toss, runs to the right side. Cut behind the block. Thomas heading back to the other way. He's to the 20, to the 15, and dragged down at about the 10-yard line. 1st and 10.
Well, the offensive line opened a huge hole that, Bob, I think you and I could have.
10. Sutton in the slot right. Trayer Lesnock in the wideout spot. Sutton takes the toss. Sutton to the 5-yard line and bounced out of bounds at about the 4.
And they still
bounds play. Trayer Lesnock wide out to the left. Sutton again in a slot. Behrens wide right. 2nd and goal at the 5. Toss, Sean Thomas. Thomas trying to go out wide, put the brakes on, got spun around, stays on his feet and lunges back to the 7-yard line. He's going to take it. Covered 64 yards, but they're 7 yards shy of the goal line. 3rd down and goal at the 7. Motion, Sutton. Marsteller fakes it the other way. Marsteller still throws it to the back of the end zone and throws it to the open turf, incomplete.
They have no hesitation to go with Brandon Behrens and, to kick 3 points if they need it.
This would be a 24-yard field goal attempt. Sutton to hold, Carl and Ellis to seal the ends. Snap is good, hold is good. Behrens, foot to the ball, and he leaves it out wide to the right. No good. At their own 20-yard line when we come back after this.
Only 2 behind Mickey Mansfield. Tim Carl, of course, the leader on this team.
2nd down and 8, the hand of the fullback, Patrick, and Patrick gets 1.5 yards made.
Aliquippa has to feel good about the fact that Wash High comes up empty.
Twin receivers to the right, eye set behind Ledon. Play fake, rolls to his right, has some time, has a man wide open out across the 35-yard line to complete.
In passing on the season, but certainly very talented back there as he rolled and found the open man.
Twins to the right, tight end to the left, and the right guard jumps. Illegal procedure penalty flexed in his motion, or in his stance out ahead of the snap.
Well, both teams have now done that.
And off to Cox. Cox to the 40, to the 45, still on his feet and steps out of bounds right around. So back to the 28-yard line. Ledon drops and rolls to his left. Pass onto the near area is complete. A flag down. I think we've got an offensive pass interference call coming up. Pulling off. Personal foul. So now the interference and a personal foul leaves the ball at the 28-yard line, but it is 2nd down. Ledon with a play fake, rolls to the right, throws the ball out of the 40, complete out to midfield, and Sutton finally dragging Bernard
out of trouble with a big pass play, and they're in good shape at the 44 of Washington.
28-yard completion. Ledon 2 for 3, 44 yards, both caught by Lay. Cox takes the handoff. Cox slips through across.
2nd, and they picked up 3, so it's 2nd and 7.
2nd down and 7 at the Washington 41. Lay comes in motion. Hand the ball off to Cox. Cox trying to cut back in behind the block. He's to the 40 and wrapped up at the 38-yard line.
38 right now. So it is 3rd and 4, 5:07 left. First quarter, there is no score.
3rd and 4 at the 38. Power eye, double tight set. Ledon hands to Cox. Cox to the 35, to the 30, and has an Aliquippa ball at the Washington 30-yard line. The Little Prexies drove to the Aliquippa 4-yard line, where it was 2nd and goal at the 4, but had to settle for a field goal attempt and missed that. Cox takes a handoff right side and stopped after a short gain. Maybe 3 comfortably and pretty what seemed to be easily, but ended up stalling out on the drive and missing on the field goal. And the Quips have overcome a couple of penalties trying to bring it back. Cox takes a handoff, gets to the Washington 25-yard line. 9 carries here in the quarter, already at 32 yards. It is 3rd down and about 5 at the 25. Hand to the fullback. And Patrick, he's to the 20, to the 15, and down to about the 12-yard.
Hard-hitting run there by Aliquippa offensively, and they're knocking on the door.
Power eye, double tight. Hand the ball to Cox. Tried to bounce outside and gave some ground and ends up down right. Rochester 7, Farrell nothing. After the Aliquippa timeout, Quips with the ball. 2nd and 10 at the Washington 12. Double tight, power eye set. Ledon put the ball on his hip, roll to his right, has Cox wide open in the end zone, pass too tall, incomplete.
To have an effective kicking game, so you're looking at really a 3rd and a 4th down series here.
Twins left, Twins right. 3rd down and 10 at the 12. Ledon looking things over again. Washington has not had a whole lot of pressure. Hand off to Cox, and Cox runs to the 10, to the 9, to the 8, maybe close to the 7.
From what we understand, they do not have that effective kicking game, so they are indeed going for it here on 4th and 5. Big defensive play now for Washington.
LaDawn and Lay go to the right pass. The back of the end zone is intercepted. Little Prexies are going to try to run it out. No, Sutton goes down, does not bring the ball out. I believe it's going to be a touchback. Sutton with the interception. Washington's 20. First and 10 at the 20. 5. First and 10 from the 20-yard line. Little Prexy.
The Aliquippa drive. A couple of times both teams have looked like they were going to put it in, and we're still scoreless.
Second down and 5 at the 25. Marsteller looking to put it up. Has lots of time looking for Sutton. Sutton trying to come back, and he knocks the ball away from the defender. Good thing. Shady Side, a double-A runner-up a year ago. Brownsville, triple-A runner-up. Washington facing 3rd and 5 at their own 25. Thomas in motion out of the slot. Marsteller drops, shuffle pass, complete to Carl. Carl gets to the 30-yard line and gets the first down.
This play anyway. 31 seconds, clock turning again. Washington comes up to the line.
Split into the near side. Motion man is the slot from the far side. Hand the ball to Jason Ellis, and Ellis being driven backwards. And Ellis replacement in the in that fullback spot. Little Prexies facing 2nd down and 14 at their own 27 as we open the second quarter, still scoreless. Marsteller looking to put it up, laying it down the far side, has Sutton beyond. Clark, Sutton makes a great grab at the 40. Sutton for the touchdown. Willie Clark tried to come and make a move at the ball, and Sutton with a great grab as Clark went across in front of him, and Sutton was gone.
Oh yeah, once Sutton got his hands on the ball.
Yards are further out. 9 times this year beyond 40 yards. Sutton was the only receiver in a pattern. Washington leading 6-0, and now Behrens to attempt the extra point out of the Sutton hold. Snap is good, hold is good. Behrens chips the kick up and splits the upright. Washington 7, Aliquippa nothing. 11:49 to play first half. The kickoff when we come back.
Expecting what a great job blocking up front.
73-yard touchdown pass. Again, the 9th play this year Sutton has scored from 40 yards or more. People talk about the big guy, and they certainly would love to have Deontay Walker, but Sutton a home run threat as well. Kickoff taken by Cox. Went left first, now right, now in trouble at around the 20-yard line and dragged down there. Clark.
And it's hard to get loosened up, or once something tightens up like that, spasms, it's hard to keep it loose.
Quips with the ball at their own 20. Verm Hartman's marked it for play. He does now. Aliquippa with the ball 1st and 10 at their own 21. Brandon LaDawn with the eye set. Lay goes in motion, and the play goes back that way. Cox hit behind the line of scrimmage, and Marsteller with a wrap around the knees to...
you'd like to have Walker in there, but Sutton and everybody else, picking it up a notch, and that's what you have to do, and that's exactly what they have done.
Macon and Lay wide out to the near side. LaDawn with a play fake, rolls this way. Getting some pressure now. Throws the ball toward the sideline, nearly intercepted, incomplete. Intended for... LaDawn may have had a hold of the ball that time for 5 or 6 seconds, but he wasn't standing around looking for somewhere to throw it. Now 3rd down and 10 for the Quips at their own 21. Twins right, tight end left, eye set. LaDawn drops and rolls to his right. Throws the ball out, looking for the fullback, Vashon Patrick.
Should get the ball in decent field position. Aliquippa forced to kick it away. The deep men for Washington back at the Aliquippa 45.
Snap back to the punter, low, very short kick, and Washington will get away from it. The ball hits at the Aliquippa 42, takes an Aliquippa bounce, and will roll dead at about the 49-yard line.
Offensive line.
Ends in tight, double slot. 2nd down and 4. Hand to the fullback, Carl. Drives it forward to the 40-yard line. 3rd down.
Chance here, as you indicated a few moments ago, Bob, to work on the short side in Aliquippa territory.
Sutton and Behrens the ends again in tight. 3rd down and a yard to go. Thomas goes in motion. Carl gets the handoff, gets the first down, got spun around backwards, but still drove the ball inside.
And so it's offensive line against defensive line. We'll see who wins this battle.
Well, Monroe Weekly right up on the defensive nose spot. Sneak here. Marsteller gets the first down. Weekly was down in a 4-point stance, and then for some reason,
with 4 cracks at it again, 1st and 10.
Troyer Lesnock wide out to the near side. That puts Sutton in a slot right. 1st and 10 at the 38. Sutton comes in motion, takes the toss, running the near side, trying to bounce it outside down. Sutton does. He's to the 30, to the 25, to the 20, and spun out of bounds at about the 17-yard line.
Well, Aliquippa,
because of the interception that he almost got run over on near the end of the ball game, we weren't sure he was going to be able to walk around. 1st and 10 at the Aliquippa 17. Washington leading 7-0, 8.5 minutes to play in the first half. Delay handoff. Sutton gets the call inside the 15, down to about the 13-yard line.
Wash-High knocking on the Aliquippa door.
2nd down and 6 at the Quip's 13-yard line. Sutton wide out to the right. Thomas goes in short motion. Marsteller looks for Sutton on the out and overthrew him.
Didn't quite happen like it's supposed to, but you're not sure exactly what.
Behrens goes wide to the right. It is now 3rd down and 6. Sutton left, Behrens right, Thomas flies in motion toward the right side. Marsteller to put it up. Looks to get the ball, screen complete to Carl. 15, 10, 5, touchdown. Nobody in the road at all.
And Aliquippa was coming. Marsteller did a great job waiting.
There were only black jerseys in front of him. 13 yards for the touchdown, and Washington left 13-0.
And Bob, we've seen Marsteller do that all season long. He'll stand in there and take the hit.
Behrens to attempt the extra point out of the Sutton hold. It's good. 7:35 to play first half. Washington 14, Aliquippa nothing to kick off when we come back.
Somebody said that.
Wingfield with the ball teed up to kick it off to Eric Cox. Washington's 3rd kickoff of the first half. Leading 14-0. The kickoff taken by Willie Clark. He's at the 14-yard line, and again, just trying to find somewhere to run. He got to the 25 and wrapped up. Never really took off and took it upfield.
Yeah, Bob, we've seen that before. You talked about it the last time they took
right below us. Aliquippa's just one pass play, and LaDawn certainly can throw it to be right back into this ball game.
Yeah, I'm really worried about LaDawn. He looks like a great quarterback with a great arm.
1st and 10 from the 25. Cox takes a handoff, runs left side for about 3.
Very well aware of how you can be just one play away from striking pay dirt. Wash-High does it all the time, and certainly Aliquippa with that threat as well.
2nd and 7. Take the play one way, hand it back to Cox. He stopped at the line of scrimmage.
Thing of it is, though, Bob, to feed on.
We'll call it 7. Ball at the 28-yard line. Twins left. LaDawn drops and looks that way. Flushed out by Mansfield. LaDawn running, throws to the sideline and throws it onto the bench. Incomplete.
Washington defense. And once again, Washington should get the ball in real good field position. Wash-High deep men will be back at around their own 45.
Low to punt. Low line drive kick, hits it midfield. Sutton's going to field it on the hop at the 46, and he's able to save a couple of yards on the play.
Something Washington's defense has done all year, going up against a big back or something, and actually, with very few exceptions, pretty much containing them.
6:07 to play first half from the 47-yard line. Hand the ball off to Sean Thomas, trying to get around behind Dobshaw. Thomas makes one guy miss, got a hand down to keep his balance, and he's across midfield to that 1st and 10 at the 12 situation. Washington leading 14-0. Twins wide out to the near side, Sutton and Behrens. 2nd down, we'll call it 6. Slot comes in motion, takes the handoff, and the carry to the 45. And Jason Ellis almost ran out of the tackle. He's down at the 40-yard line. It's a 1st down.
Put some more points on the board.
Behrens goes wide right. Sutton in a tight end spot set on the left side. 1st and 10 at the 39. Thomas handed back to Jason Ellis. Ellis bounced deep and taken down on the hand.
To get him psyched back up again.
Washington with 205 yards total offense, 113 of that on the ground. Fake the draw, rather. Marsteller sets and throws for Sutton. Passes intercepted by Lay back at the 5-yard line. Lay trying to set up return up the right side. He's to the 25, to the 30, and tripped up at the 34-yard line.
Be sparked by that pickoff, and they go back on offense.
Quips with the ball at the 34-yard line. Lay had good position to the inside. That ball's outside. It's all Michael Sutton. Pass for Lay, incomplete. Couldn't snag it off the cart. On 4th down through an interception, 3 plays and a punt, 3 plays and a punt. Now they start this possession with an incompletion. Double tight. Cox, the tailback, takes the hand off, and Cox gets across the 35 to the 36.
To do something big here on 3rd and 8. 3:26 left in the first half.
Double tight, wing right, and a motion man is Bernard Lay, and a tight end on the left side jumps.
For the first down.
Third and a long 13, although I'm having trouble imagining a short 13. LeDon drops, rolls right, gets pressured, steps up, throws the ball down the middle, has Patrick, ball tipped around, intercepted by Sutton. His second pickoff of the night. He's to midfield. Sutton heading toward the Aliquippa sideline. He's out of bounds at the 40-yard line, and a flag comes in.
2:45 left, second quarter.
Long time getting the play, and the ball had already been marked for play when Marsteller left the sideline. Little Prexy's trying to hustle, and then a 13-yard screen pass for a touchdown to Tim Carl. First and 15 now at the 41-yard line. Toss back to the slot back, and a carry out to about the 4.
Job.
It is now second down. We'll call it 12 at the 44. Marsteller drops, looks to put it up to Sutton. The ball went off his hands and
interception. Then they got it back on the interception with another turnover.
One thing Washington didn't want to do was stop the clock in that situation. Third down and 12 from the 44. Marsteller drops and rolls right. Looks to Behrens out on the side, wide open, and he drops the ball. Behrens look really want to do tonight, and that is punt the football. Although leading 14-0, just under 2 minutes to play in the half. 6 guys on the line to rush for Aliquippa. Mansfield gets the kick away, and it is a nice one. Cox fields at his own 25 and trying to run out of a shoe tackle, and cannot, goes down at the 29-yard line. Nice punt.
44 left.
Tight end to the right, flanker right, split end, flanker left. Fake the toss, looking for the pop pass to the fullback. Ball is bobbled and then dropped, incomplete. Little Prexy's wanted back to the left. Now twins to the left, John LeDon and Bernard Lay. Split end to the near side is Michael Lowe. I set behind LeDon, draw out to Cox, and Cox fumbles the ball. I believe one of the linemen recovered it for Aliquippa. He does, but it's going to lose about. After the Washington timeout, draw to Cox, trying to find somewhere to run, and he does. He's got to the 25, to the 30, and out to the 32-yard line. And Washington with 10 guys up around the football, and Michael Sutton alone back to receive. This is an area the Little Prexys thought they might be able to exploit. Snap comes back, and they just get the kick away. Sutton backpedaling to his own 40. Sutton all alone. Sutton gave a little ground and trying to get toward the corner. Sutton back at the 35, and now he's going to step out of bounds at the 37-yard line. One timeout remaining here in the half, leading 14-0. Lesnock wide left, Behrens wide right. Thomas in the near slot, Sutton in the far side. Run the draw, hand off to Sutton. Sutton hit behind the line of scrimmage and stopped for a loss that didn't go into the end zone. But I don't expect here, at least on this play, I don't think Washington's going to serve it up, but we'll see what happens. Wideouts both ways. Second down and 11 from the 36. Marsteller rolls right, sets and throws the ball. Ball is underthrown, and then coming back trying to get to the ball with Sutton, and a flag comes. Go to the locker room. Yeah. Scoreboard corrected to make it third down because of the loss of down on the offensive interference. Thomas goes in motion, takes the handoff, bounces it to the right, to the 25. Clark trying to drag him down. Thomas wants to stay in bounds, but I believe 10 seconds to go in the half will punt the ball. Aliquippa with 7 men up around the ball, and my guess is all of them are coming, and they are. Mansfield gets the kick away, angling it toward the sideline. It hits at the 40, the 38, and bounds out of bounds at the 30. The Quips will send a split end to the left, trips to the right. LeDon drops, looks to send the ball down the middle, looking for Lay. Lay got beyond the coverage. The pass is knocked incomplete, and the half comes to an end. Washington 14-0 lead, and hopefully get a chance to get down to the sideline with Mark Uriah and Coach Monticello. They want to make
some series you weren't real happy with the couple of drops and penalties, but you wanted to run the ball, and you talked about throwing it deep. You were able to do both of those things.
Well, we were, Mark, and you know, we made a lot of mistakes on the offensive line. We've jumped a couple times, and we had a wide receiver jump one time. And, you know, we didn't throw. We really aren't throwing the ball quite as well as we can yet. And then when we do throw it well, we've had 2 drops wide open on a curl route and an out route. And that hasn't been something we've done all year. We've got to catch the ball a little better.
Defensively, they drove it down the field but weren't able to score. Other than that, defensively, you played extremely well.
No, the defense has played well. Yeah, they're going to make some plays. What happened on that first series is they went into twins, and Mike on the left corner got turned. He jumped on the inside receiver, and he got it completely turned around, and they ran that post corner on him with the outside guy. But that's going to happen once in a while with quick kids like they have. For the most part, the defense has played awfully well, especially against the run. I don't know how many yards Cox has, but he doesn't have enough that that he's going to kill us with the running game. And we felt it was very important that we got on top early so that we could make them throw the football and not allow them to do the things they want to do. Some cases like get into the unbalanced power eye, get into balanced power eye, and try to pound at you with those big linemen.
Okay, Guy, thanks a lot. Good luck in the second half.
Thank you, Mark.
Bob?
Thanks, guys. We'll check in with the coach following the ball game as well. Walking around down in the Washington sideline, a guy that would just love to be in uniform. Kick the ball deep. Washington felt they may get an opportunity to do that. It's kind of odd there is the way we started the ball game. Cox with a 33-yard kickoff return for Aliquippa.
Actually,
Washington going to try to repeat that feat.
Actually, I think Aliquippa, for all the problems they've had kicking, I think they've done basically all right in the first half.
Low approaches, and it is a very short kick coming toward the near sideline, and just went out of bounds. Eric Cox
leading 14-0.
Ball at the 43-yard line, 1st and 10, Little Prexies. End shift, Barons set. Now Sutton goes outside, Barons to the right side. Marsteller hands off to Carl. He's to the 45 and just across the 45.
Simply hangs onto the football and goes straight ahead for 2.
Second down, we'll call it 8. Just across the 45-yard line. Split ends both ways. Thomas goes in motion. Thomas takes the handoff. Had to change the play, and Thomas decked in the backfield. Loses a yard and a half on the...
From one more time, trying to get any kind of momentum, and what a lift this would be if they could stop him on the first 3 plays.
Barron's right, Sutton left. 3rd down and 9. Ellis comes in motion. Marsteller looking at a quick slant, complete to Barons. He's got the first down. Barons covering up the football and goes down at the 47-yard line. Should be a first down.
I tell you, is to come out with a good opening drive. It just really more often than not sets the tone.
Whiteouts are set in a little closer. 1st and 10 from the 47. Marsteller tucks it on the hip, in trouble, and dragged down at his own 49-yard line on the sack. Fool people with the misdirection, and Quips would have none of it. Lesnock wide out to the left, Barons wide right. 2nd down, we'll call it 14. Washington throwing 49-yard line. Sutton flies in motion from the slot to the far side, and Washington...
Real smooth start. 2nd and long.
It is 2nd down now and about 19 yards to go. Sutton again flying in motion from the slot. Marsteller drops, rolls right, and is sacked again. Trying to run away from him. Now 3rd down for the Little Prexies. They have to get to the Aliquippa 37-yard line. It is 3rd down and 28. Marsteller drops, has time, throws across the middle, ball off the hands of Barons, incomplete. Brandon Barons.
They were pretty much able to contain Washington, and now Wash High has to kick it away.
Mansfield to punt for the 3rd time, averaging 34 yards per punt tonight. Last effort was a 37-yarder, a nice one. Mansfield gets the kick away. It hits inside the 40, bounds inside the 30, picked up by Cox and dragged down, and the ball goes out.
It turns out the end result's favorable as well.
8:06 to play, 3rd quarter. Washington leading 14-0. The Quips with the ball at their own 24. Motion man is Vashon Patrick. The handoff to Cox, hit right away and dropped right at the 20.
His role as quarterback on this team, but a lot of times you tend to overlook his ability defensively as well.
Ladon and Lay wide out to the right now. Vashon Patrick putting trips to the near side. 2nd down and 9. Split end to the left. They look to get the ball to Lowe, and he dropped it. Lowe dropped the ball right at the 25-yard. Certainly seen a number of drops
And it's on both teams.
Split end right is Macon. Slot to the right is Patrick. 3rd down and 9 for the Quips at their own 25. Brandon Ledon. Pass out to the left side, incomplete.
Points, the 2 touchdowns up on the board in the second quarter. A Marsteller to Sutton pass and a Marsteller to Carl pass.
Lowe to punt for the 5th time tonight. Snap floats back, and Lowe gets the kick away. Sutton has it hit in front of him and tries to pick it up. The ball knocked loose, and the Quips pick it up. Sutton saw it bounding. He thought about it, then he walked away, and then he reached the hands out and grabbed it. Well, the Quips' biggest play of the night is a 31-yard punt, and then Sutton muff. The Quips at the 39-yard line, 1st and 10, 7:07 to play. Pass to Lay is complete to the 34, and Lay stays on his feet and then is taken out of bounds.
Down Aliquippa out. They have this quick strike possibility. They have been shut out thus far, but they're threatening now.
Ledon had passed for 100 yards a game. He has 50 at this juncture. Hand off to Cox. Ran again into his own man, and Cox fights out of that and gets forward. 6.5 minutes to play, 3rd quarter. Washington leading 14-0. Double tight, power eye. Make it done. Balance line, hand to the fullback, and Patrick stuffed.
Well, how big a play is that?
Defense trying to pick up Michael Sutton, and the muff on the punt trying to get a stop. Unbalanced left, power eye left. Ledon with a quick snap, hands off to Cox. Cox gets to the 30 and stops short of the 1st down. Washington holds, 5:38 to play, 3rd quarter. Washington. Little Prexies dodge the bullet, get the defensive stop, have the ball at their own 30-yard line. Update for you on the scoreboard. Shadyside Academy 32, Brownsville nothing. 1st and 10 from the 30. Hand the ball off to the fullback, Carl.
Well, you know, it's interesting how it's gone back and forth. I think after Wash High got to the 14-0 lead, go back to the 2nd quarter, where they had a couple of series where they made some mistakes, penalties, drop passes. That has kind of continued here. The muff kind of continued that, but obviously a huge stand by the defense to turn the ball back over.
2nd and 8. Marsteller couldn't find anybody open, runs with the football.
When you have momentum going your way and you lose it, you don't just turn it back on. You can't just get it right back.
3rd and 2 for the Little Prexies at their own 38-yard line. 11 defenders in tight. Toss back to Sutton, or Jason Ellis rather. Ellis out across the 45 for the 1st down. Sean Thomas, 7 carries, 75 yards. Sutton's got 30 yards. Carl, 8 tough yards tonight. 1st and 10 near the 48-yard line. Thomas goes in motion, takes the toss, runs right, trying to cut back the other way. He's to midfield. Thomas to the 45, trying to get outside. 40 to the 35 and dragged down at the 33-yard line.
Nifty job of running. Willie Clark came in rushing, averaging about 7 yards a carry.
Tim Carl out of the ball game. Mickey Mansfield back in at the tailback, at the fullback spot. 1st and 10 at the 33. Hand off to Thomas. Thomas gets to the 30, to the 29, to the 28. A gain of 5 on 1st down.
Yeah.
Glance ahead. Should Washington prevail, they'll play at the stadium at 1:15 next Saturday afternoon. Of course, we'll have the game if the Little Prexies are there. 2nd and 5. Toss to Jason Ellis. Got through a seam. 25, 20, and out of bounds at about the 14. Now they're going to spot him down inbounds. Say the progress was stopped and roll the clock. Sutton and Barons, the ends. Again, Mansfield in the fullback spot. Handoff to Ellis. Ellis trying to cut it back across. Gets inside. Well, Prexies have only thrown the ball twice here in the 2nd half. They've moved this time from their own 30-yard line now to the Aliquippa 18. Leading 14-0. Marsteller looking to get the ball out to Barons. Pass complete to the 15-yard line. A short gain on opening possession of the ball game. Now at the 15 would be in a 32-yard situation should they try it from here. Facing 3rd down and 6. Toss back. Ellis to the 11-yard line, and Washington will face 4 and 2 at the 11-yard line. Marsteller trying to draw the Quips offside. Now calls a timeout.
Almost 3 touchdowns down if they're able to kick a field goal here.
Certainly, if Washington gets the field goal here, Aliquippa can't win with 2 touchdowns and 2 two-point conversions. So Barons to attempt the field goal. This will be a 27.5, 28-yard field goal. Barons gets the kick over the rush, and it splits the uprights.
Well, you can almost feel Brandon Barron saying, give me one more kick. The first one was sort of a fluke that he missed, and this one...
17-0 after the 28-yard Barron's field goal. Wingfield approaches to kick the ball off and puts the foot to it. Cox has the knuckleball come to him at about the 9-yard line. Cox trying to get to the right side. Earlier in the ball game, he was able to get outside the containment, but this time no such.
Getting stronger defensively as the postseason goes on.
We are 12 minutes and change into the second half, and Aliquippa is starting their second possession. Ladon in trouble, and Trent Williams with the sack. Came backside, and Ladon never saw him.
And that's the first time they've been able to get to Ladon tonight, but Trent Williams did a great job. Point.
I have Brandon Ladon passing 3 of 15 for 47 yards and 2 interceptions. Second down and 21. Ladon rolls right, screen possibly. Ladon pulls it down, tries to run, has some room. 25, 30, out to the 34-yard line.
Stymied by the Washington defense, and now with only 10.5 minutes left to go, they need some points, and they need them quick.
Double tight, double flanker, single running back. Ladon dumps it off, pass incomplete, intended for Mike to get to the Aliquippa 37, so it's 3rd and 25. Cox, the running back, and again the same formation, double tight, double flanker. Ladon drops, pulls the ball down, tries to run, got a little outside and tripped up, goes down at the 9-yard line.
And the tackle made by Jason Ellis. Jason Ellis, who just got shaken up a few seconds ago. With
Michael Lowe will punt from his own end zone. Sutton and Barron's back to receive. Lowe to punt with the wind this time. And just gets the kick away from the goal line. The ball hits out at the 35, and Washington will get away from it and let it roll. Lowe gets a nice roll out of it and down to the 4.
If not 10 out of 10. Let the clock wind down.
Thomas over the 100-yard mark with that carry. 10 carries for 107 unofficially. Just the 3rd possession of the half for Washington, but the Little Prexies leading 17-0. Sutton takes the handoff and carries for a first down.
Sack a few seconds ago with Ellis. You think he took a little extra satisfaction in making that one?
No doubt about that. Sutton set in the slot now with Lesnock in the ballgame at the wide out. The handoff to Sean Thomas, and Thomas tried to cut it back right away, and he got only to the line of scrimmage.
Hurry to come out of the huddle.
Aliquippa held to 107 yards total offense. The Quips do not have a first down in the second half, and Washington with a 17-0 lead. Toss comes back to Mickey Mansfield. Mansfield trying to get it wide. Flag comes in, and Little Prexies may be guilty of a holding call.
17-0 Washington.
Barron's right, Sutton left. Third, we'll call it 13 at the 37. Marsteller drops. Steps and throws for Sutton. Sutton trying to come back to the ball, makes the move, touchdown.
Well, he just did a great job faking out Willie Clark. Willie Clark was looking for the ball, and all of a sudden, Sutton got beyond Clark, and the ball was there. Marsteller delivers a perfect strike.
Trying to go 4-0. Sutton to hold for Barron's extra point. Snap a little high. Sutton does a nice job. Barron's puts the foot to it, but the kick is no good. Washington 23, Aliquippa nothing. Pass of the night for Brent Marsteller. And Washington set to kick off. Washington up 23-0. Apparently on the way to take on Shadyside Academy in a rematch of last year's quarterfinals.
Yeah, you got to like their chances the way the defense has been playing tonight.
Kickoff is a short one, and the ball is knocked loose, and the Little Prexies are going to get the football at the Aliquippa 29-yard line. One of the up linemen started backpedaling, and the ball hit off the legs of Monroe Weekly, and it rolled down his leg and bounded out to the 29, where Washington covers it, and the Little Prexies have offense.
And you can see the dejection on the face.
All black uniforms tonight, and have the ball at the 28-yard line of Aliquippa. First and 10 from the 28. Toss to Sean Thomas, trying to bounce it outside. Thomas gets to the 25 and then driven. Sutton left, Barron's right. Jason Ellis and Sean Thomas, the slot backs. And Mickey Mansfield, the fullback. Mansfield gets the call to the 25, a gain of a yard. And now a late flag. One of the Washington linemen shoved over the...
7 left to go in the game.
Barons in a tight end spot right. Sutton wide out to the left. Ellis goes in motion. Handoff, handed back on the handback. Sean Thomas inside the 10-yard line, covering up the football and taken out of bounds. But the clock not be upset at all. My guess is with another score.
I think you're exactly right.
Sutton left, tight end right. Split backs. A handoff to Jason Ellis. He's to the 5, to the 3, and close to a first down inside the 2-yard line.
And Ellis just knifed his way. We talked about the frustration showing a few moments ago with the flag, and then again here.
First and goal inside the 1-yard line. Toss back to Sean Thomas. Touchdown.
Well, something different for Washington. They put some points on the board via the run. Marsteller's been passing to Sutton and to Carl and to Sutton tonight for the scores, and Thomas this time takes it in from about a yard out. And Bob, I think they did have 6 points on their mind.
Break, a couple of touchdowns in the first half, now a couple plus a field goal here in the second half, and a stifling defense. No first downs for Aliquippa here in the second half.
That's an unbelievable statistic.
Jimmy Montecalvo to attempt the extra point out of the hold by Sutton. Snap is good. Montecalvo puts the foot to it, splits the uprights, and the kick is good. Washington 30, Aliquippa nothing. The kickoff when we come right back. Off. Shady Side 39, Brownsville nothing. And Larry Wingfield to kick it off.
Wash High, Bob, has shut out Burgettstown and Quaker Valley this year. They only gave up 7 against Charleroi last week. This would be their third shutout.
Wingfield's kickoff taken on the fly. It is Willie Clark, and Clark trying to get to the Aliquippa sideline.
That's certainly not in jeopardy. Up now 30-0. 4:26 left.
Quips with the ball at their own 40-yard line, 1st and 10. Ladon drops, now pulls it back, trying to run to the right, runs out of one attempted tackle, throws the ball out, intercepted over on the far sideline, the ball at the 35-yard line. Little Prexy's with a pickoff, and Sutton with his 3rd interception of the ball game.
Well,
Washington with the football, second team offense in. Ryan Moy at the quarterback. Moy tucks it onto his hip, runs left, 45. He's to midfield and down to the 49-yard line. And they have done it impressively. Aliquippa, I have with quick check, 1 yard rushing and 3 yards passing in the second half. That's defense. Moy hands the ball off. Play stopped just across.
Beating Seton LaSalle 26-20, and then center in that thriller 22-20, but different story tonight.
3rd and about 2.5. Moy tosses the ball back. Ray Robinson hitting the backfield and stopped at midfield.
Long 4.
Mickey Mansfield to punt. Eric Cox back to receive. Quips with 7 guys up front. Mansfield just gets the kick away and gets run into. The ball hits inside the 25-yard line. Mansfield will be roughed up, and Justin Martincheck in the ball game at the slot on the near side. Ray Robinson slot left. It's like D'Angelo Valise wide out to the near side, and a handoff to Martincheck. Martincheck bouncing along the line, has the ball taken away, and Brandon Ladon falls down with the football. I believe they took it away from Martincheck, and the Leprexis turn it over.
And you know, Ladon could have gone all the way downfield. Washington had
this with the ball at the 48-yard line. Wide out to the near side is Macon. Washington with only 10 players on the field. LeDawn throwing the ball downfield for Lay. Pass is complete, 25, and he takes it for a touchdown.
Nevertheless, a stellar defensive effort.
Quips to go for 2. As is their bent. LeDawn drops and rolls right. Dumps the ball off, complete to Cox for the 2-point conversion. Game, the kickoff when we come back. Leading 30-8. The hands receive team on the field. The ball must go 10 yards before the Quips can touch it. Kick comes right to the Little Prexies. One hop and no problem there. Tim Carl just grabs it, and I got up to that 30-0 lead on the touchdown by Sean Thomas. Then getting an interception, tried to get the second offensive unit in there, and had a little trouble when the ball was taken away. Moy with a fake, rolls near side, looking for a nice block from Ward. Gets it, Moy to the 45, to the 40, and out of bounds near the... Looks like Chris Adkins at the fullback spot. It is. Martin check back in at the slot near side. 1st and 10 at the 32, and now Moy takes a knee, and will a little over in Washington is going to try to run the clock out. Washington improves with the victory to 11-1. And now we'll take on Shady Side Academy in the WPIAL championship game. Washington 1-2 at the
hard work, great effort, not only by the players, but the coaching staff, the time these guys put in. It really is a team effort.
Moy takes the snap, takes the knee, and the clock. If it gets under 25, Little Prexies will not have to snap it again, and indeed it does that. And the two teams gathering around their head coaches, and the Little Prexies, an impressive victory here tonight. Prior to the long touchdown pass that got Aliquippa on the board, the Quips had been held to 4 yards total offense in the second half. It works out to a total of 56, and Washington with an impressive 30-8 win here tonight. For the 4th time in the 90s, the Little Prexies are going to the stadium to play for a AA championship. We'll come back to Ringgold after this timeout. Back at Ringgold, good to have you along here tonight. Washington with a 30-8 victory over the Quips of Aliquippa, and on to the WPIAL championship game on Saturday, and Washington will take on Shady Side Academy. Let's get down to the field, and let's get down to the field and go to Mark Uriah.
Thanks, Bob. Guy, we talked about the defense at the end of the first half, and of course they played well throughout the game. But a key point after the muff punt, they get the ball in good field position, an opportunity to get back in the game. But 4 plays, you got the ball back, and they held you in there the rest of the way.
Well, you know, other than the one drive, Mark, the defense just played stellar. You know, Trent Williams said during the week, he said, "Coach, we're going to shut them out." And I said, "Hey, Trent, that would be wonderful, but you know, it takes an awful lot to shut out a team that has the talent that they do and the offensive line that they have." But I tell you what, our kids, we've said all year that we have a great defense, and you know, our first team did have a lot of shutouts this year, and the first team defense got another shutout tonight. I never would have expected it out of them against a team like this. I thought we might have to outscore them, but we just played outstanding. I don't know what else I can say. I think it was very important. I think it was very important early in the game that we got the 2 scores and got on top of them. We were able to get into some of our man under coverage and also in some of our man free coverage. We were a little confused in zone a couple times early. When we were able to get the 2 scores, it enabled us to dictate what we could do on defense and what they had to do on offense. And I think that kind of put them in a bind, because with that big offensive line, when they get into their power eye and they're unbalanced to really come at you, we were really concerned about that. And I think the 2 early scores took them out of that.
Michael Sutton on the 2 long passes. I mean, situations where those balls could have been intercepted, but he comes up with them.
Well, he's a great athlete. We'd certainly like to have him back there at running back, but you know, we had to make a choice of how we could keep our offense balanced when we lost Deontay, who's certainly one of the finest wide receivers in the state of Pennsylvania, and defensive backs as well. And I can remember that night vividly when he went down in the Seton LaSalle game. You know, it just looked very ominous for us, and I didn't have a lot of hopes for how we could do in the playoffs, but to think that that with some adjustments that we made with our personnel, we were a little unsettled in how we were going to compensate for Deontay in the first game against Waynesburg. Now we have had a better feel for that the last 3 games, and we still play Mike Summit running back, but basically we have him out there, and they have to still respect the pass, and it helps open up our running game.
Sean Thomas over 100 yards rushing. You said you had to run the ball tonight. You did.
We said it, Mark. Not always are you able to follow your game plan. We were able to do that tonight. We had to use the run to set up the pass. I told you earlier before the ball game we thought we could throw the ball deep, and then hopefully that would set up some underneath things, but we did catch the ball underneath real well tonight. We do a much better job of that normally, but we did the things we had to do. We said we had to run the football against them even though they were a big, strong team, and we hoped that would set up the long passing game, and it did.
218 yards rushing for your team tonight. I mean, at this to perform the way you did tonight in terms of running the football and defensively stopping their run at this stage of the season is really an accomplishment.
Well, Cox is an outstanding back, and we've played some outstanding backs this year. There's a guy at Riverview named Lucas Heekins he's got over 1,700 yards, and he had 2,000 last year. We played them early in the season, and I know he's probably doing a lot better now, but, we held him to 23 yards on 14 carries, and I don't know what we held Cox to tonight, but we did a good enough job to win the game. He's an outstanding back. He came in there with 1,660 yards, and, that really was probably what spelled, the doom for them, is that we were able to, hold him under 60 yards and keep him from breaking a big one. I know at the half his longest run had been 12 yards. He had 52 yards on I think 17 or maybe 50 yards and 17 carries at that point.
It's tough to get to Three River Stadium. Your guys got to be thrilled.
Well, we really are, Mark. It was a pipe dream early in the year. We were a young football team. We play 3 sophomores on our offensive and defensive lines. We've got a lot of young skill kids. Our quarterback, our running back Jason Ellis, running back wide receiver Michael Sutton. We've got the sophomores with Chet Henderson and Colin Miles and Barron Johnson, who broke his leg. He's our biggest player out. But we have some young guys that are really contributing to this football team, and we didn't know if we could get where we're at right now. And then when we lost Deontay, it didn't look very good. But I just couldn't be prouder of a group of kids that I've been around ever than what I am of these guys right now.
Good. Congratulations, Guy. We'll see you next week.
Okay, thank you, Mark.
Bob?
Thanks, Mark. Guy, congratulations. Washington with the victory tonight, 30-8 over Aliquippa. Little Prexi's heading to the WPIAL championship game. We'll come back to Ringgold after we tell you, first of all, that our football